Hello and welcome to GBR. Find us today racing with the guys from the MRC in the Infinity Series. This is season 11, round 3, and as you can see on the right there, we are at Fuji, up in the starters box with Bill and Ben, the Marshall men. And in the background there you can see someone just cheering, obviously really excited about this race going to happen. Clearly doesn't know what the weather has entailed for us today. There is your grid, and after 10 minutes of qualifying, RCMV put it on pole in the Honda. In second place we have Scott in the Porsche. In third place we have Brinky in the Toyota. In fourth place we have Brucey in the Mercedes, new livery for them this week. Clearly didn't like the green from round 1. In fifth place we have Genio in another Honda. In sixth we have Benji in the Toyota. Seventh place we have Cooper in the Ferrari. In 8th place we have Surfer in the Genesis. In 9th place we have Golden Brownie in a Mercedes. In 10th place we have Fast MS in a spooky Halloween livery in the Honda Nissan. In 11th place we have Don in the Jag. Starting in 12th we have Welly in the other spooky Nissan. I will get it right for the Nissan. In 13th we have Ice starting in Hyundai. And in 14th we have Staffy in the Porsche. So Porsche's near the front and at the back. Obviously I'll just check to make sure I am live. Obviously if you hear any sneezing, coughing in the background, Mrs. is not well. Bit like me, I've got a bit of a cold. Sneezing, coughing in the background. Cool, that's coming through. So maybe a few extra drinks breaks for me this race just to keep my voice going. You can see wiper blades are on for these guys, so we'll jump to the front for an hour race at Fuji in the Group 4 machinery this time round, and away we go. Green lights are on. Scott there gets a good launch off the line there, gets ahead of RCMB. RCMB seems to have a slow start there. Brucey now up to second place. They're going 3 wide, maybe 4 wide as they're coming down to turn 1. Let's just make sure everyone gets through cleanly. It looks like they all do. So round turn 1 we go, now up towards turn 3. This fast left-hander, Scott leads the field now with Brucey right behind him. As we come round turn 4, everyone's still just getting into line now. You can see on the track map there, track indicator, that the track is a bit wet. Scott going out wide onto the curving there. It's not going to be the best line, probably a little bit wetter out there than it would be on the track. But as we head down now towards turn 6, we all fan out again into this heavy braking zone. But RCMB there in 3rd place, Brinky in 4th, Surfer there in 5th place, Jahinio in 6th, Cooper 7th, Benji 8th, Golden Brownie in 9th, Fast MS in 10th, going up the inside there of Golden, but going to be on the outside now for this long left-hander. It tightens up onto the apex. Golden Brownie giving Fast there a bit of room, and now it's going to be on the outside. Fast MS should be able to make that overtake work through that last sector. Don there in 11th, Ice in 12th, Welly in 13th, Staffy there shot off the pace. He's on the side. He started on the intermediates. Potentially the mechanics thought that it was going to be a bit wetter on track than it is, but it looks like it is drying up quite nicely. Brucey there into first. Where's Scott? Scott's all the way down into 6th place now. What happened with Scott? He was at the front. Oh, he's got it out wide. Going through the second to last corner. That's just left everyone to go up the inside of him. Dirty tyres now for Scott. He's going to be struggling to hit the apex here. You can see he's just struggling a little bit there. He's just going to get that dirt off the tyres down the main straight. A little bit of weaving. But when you're in a sandwich between a Genesis and a Honda, there's not much weaving you can do to try and get that dirt off. Pulls in behind Surfer now down the main straight. Does Scott. Looks like Janino's just been able to nip in front of Scott there as well. As they're coming down towards turn 1 again. And Cooper now on the inside of Scott. Scott's gone out wide there. Maybe just missed his braking point. As we come through turn 1, who's that going off wide? It looked like it was Don. We've got only one Jag for this race. I think the other Jag had to put out from the league. Obviously, maybe family issues or work related, who knows. But Brucey in first place. He's got a little bit of a lead now over RCMB, but 2 Hondas there in 2nd and 3rd place. Jahinio going out very wide coming out of turn 5, but keeps it facing forward. Obviously it will be a point when the rain will hit. It is due at about 25 minutes into the race, I believe. Going by the race, Scott's going in all sideways and causes a massive incident there. Not the lap that Scott's wanted here. Sat right behind Golden Brownie as they come down towards turn 6. He's got Benji and Fast MS right behind him. Coming in. Oh, Benji's got him with a hell of a late break in there and just collected Scott. Looked like there was a bit of latency there. It wasn't like it was right behind him. But that's dropped Scott all the way down to 13th place. So we've got the 2 Porsches now, 13th and 14th. See what they can do to try and get back up the field. Scott's got a bit of damage there. Who was it? Was it Benji? Yeah, it was Benji that came in. He's not got any damage from that, so yeah, a bit of an interesting one there. I think it might have been a bit of latency between the two of them, but Benji's going up the inside of Ice there into the last corner. That Fast has been able to get a good exit to get past Benji, and he's made that one work already before we've even hit the pit entry mark. So good lap there for Fast, moving up a couple of spaces. You can already see Brucey there checking out from RCMB just behind him. What was it, lap times? It's 9 tenths between them. So it looks like these two are just slightly pulling away from Surfer there in 3rd place. He's got past Jay there. It was Honda 2 and 3, now it's Honda 2 and 4. Brinky there in 5th place. Keeping it nice and calm at the moment there is Brinky, not really moving forward, but hasn't, I think that's where he started, in 5th place. Golden Brownie getting all on the dirt there through turn 4, and it's going to give him a little bit of dirty tyres there through this left-hander. Jay there running out wide as well, but it looks like we've got a 3 wide battle here for 7th place between Ice, Fast and Benji. So Benji's got back fast ahead of Fast, maybe got the slipstream down towards turn 1 and got back past him, but Ice there on the inside defending that line. But Benji's been able to hang it around the outside. It's going to give him the inside line for turn 7. Now turn 8 up the hill we go. This is probably the trickiest part of the track coming up this last couple of corners. It is very much a one line out of the exit of turn 7. Fast Ice there just defending his position from Fast as they then come around the last corner. Fast gets it up the inside. It's going to be a slower exit due to not being able to get the power on as early as you would like. But, we've got a nice little train here with about 6 cars from Benji, Ice, Fast, Don, Cooper, Welly and Scott's not too far behind now. stuffy there. The intermediates clearly have not worked on this car. I would consider potentially coming into the pit fairly soon, getting onto a set of softs and then trying to catch up and gain any positions you can, because he's already about, I'd say, about 20 seconds or so off the back of 13th place. But out the front is Brucey still there. These two definitely, Brucey's on the softs and RCMB is on the mediums, so RCMB is doing well to keep up with Brucey on a softer compounder tyre. But Surfer there, will he defend as they come down towards the hairpin from Jay? No, he won't. And we've also got Golden and Brinky just behind. 2 by 2 at the moment between these third, 4th, 5th and 6th. But it looks like Golden Brown's just been able to slowly catch up to the back end of Jay through this last sector. Benji there in the 7th, he's kept ahead of Ice Glass, has got a half-second penalty. That's going to drop him a few places now with all these guys all bunched up quite closely. Got to get a good exit coming out of there, limit the amount of time you lose. Pulls out of the way of the cars behind him. Cooper's going to get that slipstream in and hopefully just pull to the side, but does only lose one space. He may lose a spot to Don. Now that Jag gets up to speed, so Don's going to get past. I don't know if Welly will as well. Might be team orders of just sit behind for the time being. It looks like Welly's not been able to close up to the back or fast there to claim that 11th place. Fast goes out wide there, out of turn 1. That's going to be another bit of a slower exit now. Welly's going to have a look up the inside. No, he's not. He thinks better of it. Pulls back in behind Fast now. I think Fast has got dirt on his tyres. He's just struggling to keep it on track at the moment. It's going to be slowing them two down. Don just in front of them. So, Welly goes very close, but that's allowed Scott to nip underneath Welly there on the apex of turn 5. So Scott's had that little incident early on in the race, and now he's making his way, trying to make his way back through the field. He was second on the grid, so he's got pace. Back to the front we go. Brucey there with the fastest out of the race so far on lap 2, so got clear of everyone and just absolutely bolted. But he did bring RCMB. About a second and a half, I would say, between the two of them at the moment. So RCMB's just out of Brucey's slipstream. Surfer, he's struggling. Look at his front left already down to halfway, and we're only on at the end of lap 5. So that Genesis has really been hard on its tyres. Jay's coming up the inside of him, down the main straight, across the line there, side by side. Golden Brownie's going to be getting a double slipstream there. Not really sure which way he's going to be able to go as they come into the braking zone. Ooh, really close. You can cover him with a tablecloth, but Golden Brownie gets up the inside there of Surfer. So Surfer loses 2 spots there down the main straight. Maybe just a tiny bit of a bad exit out of the last corner, and them tyres are really killing him. Because even Brucey, his tyres are down about 40%, so the soft's really not working at the moment. Will Surfer try and move it as they come out of turn 4 in towards turn 5. Surfer goes up the inside of Golden Brownie, but Golden Brownie keeps out wide. But Jay's gone even wider. I don't even know if that's the racing line out there, but Surfer's been able to nip back past Golden Brownie through turn 5 as they head now down towards turn 6, 7 and 8. Golden Brownie going around the outside. Will he be able to hang it there past Surfer? Yes, he will. Gets it in front of Surfer. Surfer's got nowhere to go. Gives a little bump draft out the exit there. I don't think Surfer really had much choice there apart from letting off the throttle. But these two fighting. A little bit of a bump there between Golden and Jay as they come through the turn. That's allowed Surfer to get back past both these two. So as they were at the beginning of this lap, Surfer 3rd, Jay 4th, Golden in 5th, but it's allowed Brinky and Benji to really close up to this group behind, and they're all going to start weaving down the straight, keeping that slipstream down. This, I think it's over a mile long, this straight. Don't quote me on that, I haven't actually looked at how long the straight is, but I would say it's about a mile, or 1,000 metres or whatever they want to call it. But they're going to fan out 3 wide in front, down towards turn 1. Brinky there is going to have a look up the inside of Golden Brownie. Jay's gone past Surfer. A little bit of a squeeze there between them all, but Jay's got in front of Surfer, and Brinky got past Golden Brownie now. So this fighting is going to allow RCMB and Brucey there just to pull away even more. What was the last lap? 49s, and they're setting 47, so they lost 2 seconds in just the one lap. Who's gone out wide? Brinky's just gone out a little bit wide. Golden Brownie's going for a move up the inside of Surfer. I think Surfer's front left tyre is screaming at him to go, please change me, I don't want to be on this car anymore. The others are absolutely loving it, but yeah, that front left clearly doesn't like being on that car. Surfer defends as they come down towards turn 6 again. A little tap there from Golden Brownie. Benji's now trying to go around the outside of Golden Brownie, gets it done. So Benji up to 6th place, Golden down to 7th. Don and Ice, it looks like they've been catching up to the back of these two. They've done a 48 last time round, so yeah, they caught up over a second on lap 6 to the group in front. So these guys are all just fighting, but Jay's been able to just pull away from that group and make a charge out of that slipstream zone. But Ice is going to have to serve this half-second penalty now as he comes into the penalty zone. Scott's there up to 10th place. Welly in 11th. He's got ahead of his teammate Fast there in 12th place. Cooper in 13th, so struggling, looks like on them soft tyres. And Staffy, he's come into the pit, he's come back out, and he's gone back to the intermediates. Maybe they didn't have the right tyres in the pit lane ready for him when he came in, so they just had to scramble a set to chuck on this car. But he's nearly a lap down. He's just going through the hairpins. Brucey's just coming through turn 5. Excuse me. So I'd say Brucey's only about 30 seconds behind Staffy now after Staffy's made that pit stop. Brucey really has burnt through his front left tyre. He'll be wanting the rain to come any time now to put on a set of either intermediates or wets, depending how hard it's going to come down. I say the weather person said about 20-25 minutes in, so he's got another 6 minutes, so 3 laps I would say he's got left before the rain potentially could start coming down. But you never know with the weather. Can be a bit sporadic and come whenever it wants. RCMB there still keeping Brucey honest, but I think Brucey's now going to start losing time with how badly that front left has worn. Jay there in 3rd place. So broke away from that pack last lap round. Looks like Brinky's done the same thing as well. They've all been fighting. Golden there has got his way up to 5th place. Benji in 6th, Don in 7th, Surfer so really struggling, looks like on that safe and soft. His teammate Ice in the other Genesis, he started on the mediums down to halfway already, so that Genesis really seems to be harsh on its tyres. Seeing that you got Scott there and Welly, just 2 other guys on 2 different cars on the mediums, completely different tyre wear to what Ice has got. So yeah, that Genesis seems to just love eating its tyres. It obviously isn't good for an endurance race, probably good for a sprint, but there is no sprints in the Infinity Series this year round, or this season I should say. He's just picked up a half-second penalty there. I'm not sure if that was just cutting the apex of turn 3, but Scott's worked his way up to 10th place. He'll probably just sit behind Ice now for the remainder of the lap and get him when he serves that penalty. Welly there in 11th, Fast in 12th place. Cooper in 13th. He'll be praying for the rain to come as well with those tyre wear. It looks like we have lost Staffy. Maybe it's more than just a tyre issue, but we have had a change for the lead between RCMB and Brucey. It looked like it's coming into turn 6. Brucey just kind of pulled away, didn't really fight RCMB there into that corner, knowing probably his tyres are just worn. Doesn't want to wear them out even more by fighting for first place. Obviously we've still got 45 minutes or so of the race to go, so plenty of time to retain that first place for Brucey. You can see the gap they've pulled out over third place, with Brinky catching right up to Jay now. So battle for that last spot on the podium. So it's like this battle for third has kind of calmed down. They've all kind of found their rhythm now. Oh, Benji, I didn't realise he was in the softs as well, so he's going to be struggling now for grip through right-handers, because all the weight goes to the left-hand side of the car. And it looks like, who was that on the right-hand side? Ice there with his hazards on. It looks like he's coming into the pit. He's getting rid of the mediums. Is he going to be going to intermediates? As his team said, the rain's coming. Get on him now and try and do an undercut, but there's no wipers going, nothing I can see, no raindrops on the track, so maybe it was a lap too early, but it could be an absolute deluge in a matter of seconds. Who knows? Scott there up to 9th. Surfer, he's got a pixel left on his front left tyre, so he'll be down to the cords probably within the end of this lap, and that tyre will just be giving him no grip at all. You can see Scott there just driving around the outside of Surfer through turn 4 and 5. So yeah, Surfer's tyre has just given up the ghost. Now him is probably would be best to pit at the end of this lap. Maybe they wanted to bring in Ice in front of Surfer, just so Surfer didn't get held up in the pits. Just change the strategy a little bit for them too. Benji's the same as well. He's going to be struggling because Dom's still on fairly good mediums. Benji's worn out softs. Golden Brownie in 4th, Brinky 3rd, Jay still in 3rd. These two fighting. We've got wipers on at the last corner, so the rain is coming. You can see on the weather indicator bottom left next to the tyres, slight little bit popped up there. It's now disappeared, so the rain's coming in from the left, which is a bit weird, seeing that the wind is coming from right to left, and on the track map it's coming in from left to right. But Jay's gone deep into turn 1 onto the grass. Golden Brownie's been able to make that pass as well on Jay, so a little bit late on the braking for Jay, but Brinky's now been released to try and catch up to the front two, but I think the rain might put hamper to that fairly shortly. Did Surfer come into the pit? No, Cooper came into the pit, so Surfer's gone around for another lap. It is in the rules, if your tyres go one lap, you have one full lap to make the pit stop, and obviously you have tyres on lap 10, so you can pit at the end of lap 11. But Ice has been able to get past Cooper. I think that was how they were anyway. But you can already see a little bit of tyre wear for them intermediates, because the track's just not wet enough yet. We'll probably see, can we see any wipers going for the guys up here? Let's jump with Brucey and RCMB. No, the rain seems to have stopped for the minute. No wipers on the exit of the last corner this time round, so it's just a little sprinkle of rain just before, but it looks like Brucey's going to be coming into the pit for rain tyres, so maybe that little sprinkle was just before it can't start to come down. Brinky's coming in, Golden's coming in, Jay goes around for another lap. Thought Jay was going to come in, then Dom goes around for another lap. It's going to be all topsy-turvy for a lap or two whilst everyone comes into the pit. So we'll go through who's in the pit. Brucey's in the pit, Brinky, Golden, Scott, Fast, Welly and Surfer. So Surfer did pit at the end of lap 11. So we'll see where they come out in relation to Ice, who came in a couple laps ago, and Cooper. See if they'll be able to leapfrog, but someone's already coming out the pit. Who is that coming out the pit? Brucey's coming out the pit now. So yeah, he's getting well ahead of Ice. Golden Brownie comes out in 6th place, a little bit deep there through turn 1. Same as Brinky. I think it's just the getting onto the racing line to get some grip. It's not fully wet yet. It's still technically a dry track, but that rain is definitely coming out. Scott's there in 8th place. Fast in 9th, just comes out ahead of Ice. So it looks like Ice has been able to potentially leapfrog Welly. I can't remember exactly where he was when he came into the pit. Surfer, he's dropped down to 12th place now, so running the softs at the beginning really didn't help him. And Cooper in 13th, but the leaders come round to the pit entry. Looks like RCMB will be coming into the pit this time round. It's too wet to stay on the dries. Yes, he will. Jay, will he come into the pit this time round? It looks like he's coming in as well. Here comes Dom coming into the pit. Dom, there's a pit entry there. Oh, and Benji's done the same. Let's have a look at what Dom done there. Let's jump on chase cam for a second just to see, did he forget that he has to brake? Oh no, he broke and didn't get any steering coming in. Luckily he hit just the rear end on the barrier. But fantastic crashing there from Don on pit entry. So we'll see where RCMB and Jay, because they were, well, RCMB was ahead of Brucey and Jay was just behind when they come into the pit. So we'll see where Brucey comes in relation to them too. Looks like RCMB is already out of the pit and down towards turn 1. Looks like that he's only put about 60% of fuel where Brucey put a full tank, so that'll be the difference. Jay there, he's caught up, he's put about 70% of fuel in. Brucey, he went out wide at turn 1. Don's got a 3-second penalty there. That would be for the pit entry of not sticking it in between the white lines and smashing into a wall. So Golden there in 5th place, so he's dropped behind Don, but Don's put 50% in, Golden put about 75, but Golden should be able to get past Don once he serves that penalty. But Jay there in 2nd place, so he's gained time on Brucey. That would just be through the fuel strategy. RCMB there well out in the lead at the moment, so that fuel strategy at the moment is working. But we'll see how long this rain lasts, see if he'll be able to use, or if he'll have to come into the pit before he runs out of fuel. And if the rain's coming, he'll have to put the inters back on. Let's see, there's everyone else on the inters. Brinky's on the wets, he's just going to go past Benji, because Benji also done the same as Don, but not as bad. He put the inters on. Scott's put inters on. Fast JMS has put inters on. Yeah, so everyone else has put inters on, apart from Brinky, who put the wets on. Don's there. Oh, he's dropped down to 6th place. He's really struggling, it looks like, on them intermediates. Obviously trying to get them warmed up out of the pits on a wet track is not going to be easy. You know that Joe has a lot of power to put down, and then obviously on a wet track it's just going to spin that rear tyre up. And the 2 3-second penalties for Don and Benji just about to be served now. Just have a quick drink. What's happened with Benji? Was that just where he had to serve the penalty and it slammed the brakes on and his car just headed straight left? By the looks of it, it did. Yep, on a wet track, that's not good. Crashing on a straight, but that's none of your fault. That is just the AI that take over whilst you have to serve that penalty. So Benji's lost more than just the 3 second that he had to serve. He's going to lose places too fast. Welly, ice. Don't know about Surfer. I think Surfer's a little bit too far behind to capitalise on that mistake there from Benji. Oh, Benji's getting it. Oh, tail happy again as they're coming into turn 1. So that's super. Clearly not happy in the wet. Fast Jonas right behind Don now. After Don had to serve that 3 second penalty as well, so got to stay off the racing line for the extra. You can see that Fast has just been able to drive around the outside of Don there, because Don was staying on the racing line where it's actually slicker since the physics update a couple of months back now. When you're racing on a wet track, stay off the racing line because you will go faster. But oh yeah, Don, yeah, I was wondering why Golden and Brinky had moved up, because of Don having that penalty. Brucey there in 3rd place, keeping it honest to Jay there in 2nd. RCMB, this is his first flying lap, so it'll be a true indication of his pace in the wet conditions. Obviously kept it at the front there with Brucey in the dry, but will that Honda be any good in the wet? It seems to be fairly good, to a 2-minute 2 for RCMB. Jay, what will Jay do for his first lap? 2-minute 1, so that's 2nd quicker. Brucey was about the same. Golden was a 2-minute 2. Brinky was a 1:59, so Brinky using them wets to his advantage at the moment. It is a wet track, so it will be benefiting him a little bit more than the guys on the intermediates. Maybe Benji should have gone to the wets as well. Seems to be a fairly stable car in the wet. If you're on the right tyres, Scott there a 2-minute 2, Fast 2-minute 2, which we've done a 2-minute 5, but that would have been because of the penalty. Ice there 2-minute 2 pretty much. Ready with a 2-minute 3, Surfer with a 2-minute 1, and Cooper with a 2-minute 1. Benji there, not the greatest lap for him, a 2-minute 18. But what we've got to do is keep it on the wet black stuff now, and you will pick up some points come the end of the race, as long as you finish. So looking for any battles here. Looks like Brinky is catching up to Golden Brownie, and so he got 2 seconds the last lap round. Looks like he's caught up some more this time round. Scott Legs works his way up to 6th place now, so really good comeback drive for Scott at the moment. Can he make any more of it in these wet conditions? The other person doesn't know exactly when the rain will stop, but they said it will be about 15 minutes or so to go. Who's made the error? It looks like Eugenio has made an error. He looks like he's got it. No, he's hit the apex. Oh, he's just lit the rears up too much there on the exit of the penultimate corner. He's thrown out the yellows. That's going to promote Brucey and Golden up to 2nd and 3rd place. But we've got yellows still being thrown. It looks like RCMB's also had an incident. He's done the same thing. You could literally see in that screen both Hondas facing the wrong way on the track at the same time. So that's just lost all that time that RCMB saved in the pits in one instance. That's going to give Brucey a nice little, let's jump on board with Brucey. You can now see the spray coming from RCMB's Honda down the main straight. And we've got Golden there just behind, about the same distance behind Brucey. What was the lap time for 2-minute 11 to a 2-minute 3, so he lost about 8 seconds. Did RCMB to Brucey in 2nd. He probably would have, if Jay hadn't binned it, it would have been a Honda battling for 1st place. So Brinky got past Eugenio as well. Eugenio 2-minute 9, so he lost about 8 seconds to no, he lost 10 seconds to Brinky that time round, which is obviously dropped him from 2nd to 5th, Scott there in 6th, Ross in 7th, Reddy in 8th place, Surfer in 9th, Ice in 10th with Cooper not too far behind them, so these two pitted also a little bit before the rain started. Ice just picked up a 1 second penalty, that would be for the apex of turn 3, just hitting that bollard. Don there in 12th, looks like he's really struggling on the in the wet with that Jag. Benji there in 13th. It looks like the battle is for first place at the moment. It's really hotting up with RCMB, Brucey, Golden, Brinky and Jay not too far behind now. But the two Mercedes there just going to sit in line through the last sector. Oh, Brinky getting it all sorts of sideways, coming out of the penultimate corner there. But, keeping just ahead of Jay now that the track seems to be drying up, so the rain might have already stopped. There's no wipers going, so it's like the rain has stopped. We may get a little bit more, who knows, when it is raining. But yeah, wipers have definitely stopped from these cars, but the spray will remain on track for quite a bit of time now. So Brucey and Golden there just trying to chase down RCMB for this first place, just trying to put him under a bit more pressure. He wasn't under any pressure and he made that mistake on the last corner. So you look in the mirror and you can see two bright orange machines chasing you down. You're going to have a little bit more of a sweat on. But there's the racing line right out wide for the two Mercedes there as they come through turn 4. Frankie there in 4th place, keeping just ahead of Jay still. Scott there, has he going to close him down? Yeah, he's just done a 1:59 to 2 minute 1, so yeah, wrong way. So Scott is closing down Jay and Brinky. He's bringing fast with him as well. This is where the full drives of the Nissan and the Genesis will come into effect in the wet weather. So I think the first stint may have hampered him a little bit to have contention for a battle near the front. Cooper, he's got ahead of Ice, that was it, he was behind Ice. Yeah, 59 for Cooper, so he's not worn them inters out, but you can see there Ice is already down to halfway on their inters, so he's going to be really struggling for grip now. So he's going to have to try and keep it off the racing line as best he can, keep them tyres as cool as possible. Dom there's got half second penalty. That was it, Ice had a 1 second, didn't he, last that round, so that'd be why Cooper got ahead. But yeah, Don got a half second. Benji there, he's keeping going in 13th, so not too far. Literally from first to last is the whole of the straight, and I've just noticed we have a change for the lead. How did Golden get past Brucey? It just looked like it was on the exit of the last corner, but it gave Golden a nice boost there up towards the back of RCMB. It's just going to be a slipstream fest down towards turn 1 as we cross the line to start lap 18 of the race, just over halfway now. But Golden pulls to the inside line a little bit later on the break than RCMB. Will he hit the apex? Yes, he will. Golden Brownie up to first place now. Will RCMB try and get a cutback? No, he won't. Golden got it nicely on the exit there, so change for the lead in Mercedes first, with RCMB and Honda in second. Brucey now in 3rd place. So we have a nice Mercedes sandwich on that Honda. Brucey running it out wide, just trying to keep them tyres cool through that long turn 4. But Jay's got ahead of Brinky now. How did that one happen? Did that happen just round turn 4? It looked like it has. Brinky there just gets out, tiny bit wide there. Now then Wets are going to be struggling. You can see a little bit wear on them where the track is now really starting to dry up quite quickly. With obviously all these cars driving around, it will get rid of the spray off the track, and I would say within 4 or 5 laps some of these guys potentially could be thinking about coming into the pit to put on a set of slick tyres again and go to the end of the race. Scott there, what was his lap time? Still catching up to the back of Brinky. It's a very slow process, 56.3 to a 57. It is a second, but when you're about 6 or 7 seconds behind, it seems like you're not catching at all. But he's still got Fast just behind him as well, bringing him along. Well, liking the lap time there, Fast 1:55.555. Can only ask for one more 5 on that, but then that'd be a very slow lap. Welly Bob there fighting with Surfer for 8th place. So Welly Bob's he's been caught by Surfer and overtaken. So these two look like they're going to be thinking about coming into the pit this time round. Is it dry enough? No, it's not. They're just trying to get on the wet part of the track now to try and keep them tyres nice and cool, same as Cooper. Ice is doing the same as well. Don getting a little bit of spray, not as far over as some of the others. Benji there, don't come into the pit because you're going to get a 3-second penalty. You cut the line coming in. He's coming in, so he's going to come into the soft tyres. Was there anyone else in? No one else has come into the pit. But back to the front, Golden Brownie's been able to pull about a second and a half or so over RCMB in just one lap. So getting past, and that's broken. Brucey's having a chance as well of RCMB. RCMB's just been able to pull away from him as well. Jay there isn't too far behind. So the top 4, I'd say, all covered within about 4 or 5 seconds of each other. Brinky there looks like he's really starting to struggle now on them wet tyres. He's been caught hand over fist from Scott behind. Looking at the timings, there was about 4 seconds at the beginning of the lap between the two of them, and now Scott is only millimetres from the rear end of Brinky. But through this sector there's not really much chance to overtake, especially if someone tries to defend. You've just got to sit it out and wait for the main straight. Scott's going out wide, he does, but get on to the wet stuff. But if he gets it nicely squared off, he'll be able to power it out and slip behind Brinky and get that good old suck down the main straight. But Brinky looks like he's going to come into the pit. Brucey's come into the pit already, so yeah, Brinky's coming in now as well. So we'll see where he comes out in relation to, who was it? It was Cooper. But Cooper's going through into the last, just gone into the last sector now. So Scott now up to 4th place with Fast just behind him. Surfer there into 6th, Welly in 7th. I want to see how the cars come out. The pit just hit the pit box. Has Brinky, oh sorry, it was Benji, sorry, that pitted, not Cooper. He did get a 3-second penalty for cutting the line coming in. Brucey coming out of the pit. Brinky not too far behind to get it on that dry line. Get it stopped, hit that apex as best you can. Brinky does the same as well. Is it a little bit wide on the exit there, but as long as you get onto that dry line, that is it. You are you should be pretty safe. Don't want to deviate off it. But Golden Brownie into the 52's last lap round. 53 for RCMB, 53 for Jay, 53 and 53 for the Surfer there in the 51s. So Surfer is had a good last lap round. Got past Welly, and that's it. He's been able to pull away. Cooper there in 8th, Ice in 9th, Don in 10th. So Brucey's not too far behind Don after he's made his pit stop. He put a full tank of fuel in, did Brucey? I don't think you'd need a full tank. We shall see. Brinky put in just over about 75, so about 80% of fuel. Benji is about the same as well. Golden Brownie into the pit. Let's see who else is coming to the pit. RCMB goes round again. Jay's coming to the pit. Scott and Fast coming. Oh, Fast on that white line. That could be a 3-second penalty. Surfer comes in. Welly comes in. Cooper, he's also coming in. Ice and Don are the next to come across. No, Ice goes round for another lap. Don, he also goes round for another lap. So it is all mix and match at the moment for who is where. Golden Brownie's just coming out the pits. Oh, I hate it when this happens. He's going to be behind Don. Does get it stopped. Scott there, he's been able to leapfrog Brucey. You know, Brucey's been sent out wide. Fast Jim has also been able to get past Brucey. Brucey hadn't put a full tank of fuel in. He'd be 3 or 4 seconds up the road ahead of these two. That is unfortunate. Maybe the fuel nozzle didn't want to come off. Jay there, he's just come out ahead of Brinky. So both got about a similar amount of fuel. So Brinky really did catch up, just doing that. One shorter lap than Jay. We've got a yellow flag. Who have we got the yellow flag for? It's Scott. He's parked on the exit of turn 5. Did he get it out a little bit too late there? Oh, a tiny bit on the water there. See, his whole car is on the water. Oh, look at this spinning. I'm not even going to count how many that was. I think it was about 5 or 6 spins there for Scott. If he wasn't feeling sick of going around the same track for an hour, he's definitely going to be feeling sick of his helmet now. But that's dropped down. Scott down to 10th place, make that 11th. And Cooper there coming up behind as well. So will Cooper go for a move up towards? Oh, a slight tap there. I think Scott just pulled in front of Cooper on that braking marker. But RCMB, he's the last to pit, wasn't he? Golden's just fighting with Don there. Ice has got a pit as well. So Don and Ice are the last two to pit. Looks like Don's going to go round for another lap. He wants to have a little battle with Golden Brownie. But Ice comes into the pit. Where does RCMB now come out in relation to all of this? Because he was, I believe, with Brucey and his teammate Jay. We got 3-second penalty. That would have been for them to pit in as well. So that's dropped RCMB now down to 5th place. And Jay there fighting with Brinky for 6th. Brinky's got heart up past Jay now for that 6th place. But Jay's going to have a fight back there on the exit of turn 1. Got a great drive, did Jay. Brinky looked like he was on the wet stuff and just couldn't get the power down and just lit up them rear tyres on that Toyota. And Brucey there just behind Fast now. We know that Don has got to pit. He's not going to be able to make it on fuel, let alone on the tyres. Golden Brownies, you can see how much he's been able to put away in just one lap between being on the dries and the intermediates. We started the lap at the same, and there's already about, what was it? About 3 seconds, I would say, between the two of them, maybe more. Because we haven't had our fastest lap is at 47, and he's doing 54. So yeah, there's going to be 7 seconds slower on them intermediates on a dry track than you would be on slicks on a dry track. Fast there, just behind Don. So see, does Don come in this time around? RCMB, he's got past Brucey. Brucey's binned it somewhere. We'll see if Don looks like he will be coming into the pit this time round. Will he get it right? No, he won't. At least he didn't hit the wall this time, did Don? But he's going to be serving another 3-second penalty when he comes out of the pits. The next time round, what happened with Brucey, because he was just behind CMB. Oh, he's done the same thing as Scott, but he's only done a little. Oh no, we've done for a 720. Gets it on the exit road there and gets it going again, but that's unlucky for Brucey, who is on for a third place finish before that slip up. So where were we? We were here because Dom's in the pits. So Brucey now got Brinky right behind him, but RCMB had to serve that 3-second penalty, so will they be able to get past RCMB? No, they're going 3 wide. Oh, RCMB absolutely crushing it into turn 1. He's doing some dancing. And into the gravel he goes, just got onto the wet stuff on the braking. Trying to defend from a fast charging Brucey and Brinky. But absolutely binned it. So I think now everyone has pitted, so I'll just quickly go through the race order. Golden in first place, Fast JMS in second. Oh, we've got someone else off in the background. I will go through the list. That was Jay. What was Jay doing? Let's jump on board here. Oh, just touched the wet curbs. Nice little 720 there for Jay on the entrance to turn 5. Let's drop Jay down from, where was he? I think he was just behind Surfer, so he's only lost 1 spot to Scott there in 6th, who's not actually done too bad, seeing that his lap time was, yeah, extraordinary on his first outlap. But I think the battle will be for 3rd place at the moment, because Golden and Fast have got quite a bit of a gap between them. So between Brinky, Brucey and Surfer are now for 3rd place. Scott in 6th, Jay in 7th. Welly in 8th, RCMB down to 9th place now. After that spin, he's fighting with Ice there in 10th place. Cooper in 11th, Don in 12th, he's on his outlap. And serve that 3-second. It looks like we've also had another retirement. I think Benji is the next one to retire from this race. Not the right cast out for that rain weather, but Surfer makes a move on Brucey into turn 1. These two fighting, it look like they've given a nice little buffer there for Brinky in 3rd place. Just having a look to see if there's any other fights on track. Doesn't look like there is. I think the one is between Brucey and Surfer. Everyone else seems to be, there's someone else in the gravel. Oh, that's Jay again. What's Jay done? Oh, he's got on the curb again. You'd think he'd have learnt from a lap ago that getting on the curb is not the place to do. But that's just going to cost him even more time. Will Wellygob be able to get past him? He's going to have to get off that wet tarmac onto the drive. It's just caught Welly. Welly's not been able to make that move in through turn 4 and turn 5, but Jay's got damage at the front end. He's still going out wide on that wet line. I definitely wouldn't want to be a passenger in Jay's car for the last 15 minutes of this race if he's going to be using the curbs to make the most of the width of the track. But yeah, so that's Jay 7th, Welly 8th, Ice 9th. So these three all fairly close now as well. See to the front. Brucey's been able to get back past Surfer for that 4th spot. I think Surfer might have had an incident in the last sector for Brucey to get back past. What are the lap times of these guys doing? 49s, 51 there for Fast, 48. So Brinky is catching up to the back end of Fast, so will Brinky be able to battle for that 2nd spot? He's catching 3 seconds a lap, or is it that Fast just couldn't get the just didn't have a very good lap last time round? Brucey 49, Surfer in the 50s, Scott's in the 48s, Jay 2 minutes, but that would do to the incident. He's back on that curve again. Here's Jay, that's going to slow him down on the exit of turn 1 side by side now with Welly in towards turn 3. Later on the brakes, commits, he does ride on that curve again. He saves it this time though, doesn't go for a nice little pirouette into barrier. It's gonna get slowed down. Welly now, he's now under a threat from Ice there in the Genesis. Ice just been able to nip up the inside there of Welly, but Welly should be able to stay ahead using that wider line, be able to get the power down nice and easily. As I head down towards turn 6, probably the slowest corner on the track, I believe. They go down about 40 miles an hour. That's their 9th. These 3 fighting is going to allow Cooper there in 10th place just to close up. He lost a couple of attempts last time round to Ice, but it's more Welly and Jay that were fighting. RTMB down to 11th place. Not the race he was looking for after the first stint, leading when he came into the pit. And since he's gone back to them slick tyres, has just not been able to make it work. Don there in 12th place. Looks like the Jag struggles in the wet, I would say. It's got a lot of power, a lot of weight, and just can't seem to get the power down where it needs to. But at least Don's carrying on. Obviously trying not to hit the any more pit lane entries for the remainder of the series. Don, otherwise I'll try and cover him if you do. Golden Brownie there, still in first place. He's got about 8 seconds or so in over fast there in second place. It was a lap time there, fast there, got up to 48 now, so yeah, fast just didn't want to wear them tyres out too early on, but I think he'll be good now. You've only got just over 10 minutes of the race. You can push to your heart's content, or unless it was a little bit of fuel that he had to save early on whilst he had the gap, just to make sure that he was going to make to the end of the race. Brinky there, he actually lost 7 tenths the last time round, so yeah, it's everyone's kind of getting back up to speed now that the track is dry on the dry line. You can still see the lighter and the darker patches on the track there, between where the wet is and where the racing line is. Brucey there in 4th. He's got Surfer right behind him. Is Surfer going to have a little look down towards turn 1? Obviously it is wet off the racing line, so I don't know if Surfer's going to brave it. He is going to brave it down towards turn 1. Will Surfer get it stopped? Yes, he does. Through turn 1, Surfer goes back past Brucey. Now he's got the charge up to the back of Brinky for a podium position. Will he be able to do it with just under 10 minutes of the race to go? Scott there in 6th, fastest lap of the race for him. Last time round, only what's it, 2 tenths off from Brucey's on the soft tyres, so he should be able to really abuse them tyres and see if he can snatch that purple lap from Brucey. Actually, I think what Brucey done at lap 2, so heavy car. Got a bit fresh softs, so obviously Scott's got a lighter car now, but Jay there still keeping just ahead of Welly there, and Ice, the 3 just running around now. Seems like the track is really rubbering up. Even Jay and Welly set their fastest laps last time round. I don't know if anyone else did. Fast did as well. So I will jump on with Golden Brownie for a lap of Fuji as we cross the line to start lap 28. I will keep an eye on the leaderboard on the left hand side as we come down towards turn 1, just before the curb in these wet conditions. Slam the brakes on, hit that apex, get the power down, don't use too much of the curb in the wet. And now up towards turn 3. That was turn 2 as well, that little kink just before the 50. Hit that curb, don't run it out too wide, and then just this long turn 4, just feathering the throttle and then getting the power back on the exit down towards turn 5. And just keep it nicely on the racing line. Does running out wide onto the wet, but controls it nicely, and then this little blast down towards, don't know why they don't call these ones 6 and 7, but this is turn 6. Braking now down towards second gear and through turn 6 and turn 7, now the uphill stretch, which is the most technical part of the track. Lined corners, getting it on the apex there, over the curve, we're just getting a tail end out now through this left hand corner, another blind apex, and then up towards the last corner, keeping it tight, don't want to go on that wet line out wide, and then put the throttle down for about 30 seconds all the way down the main straight. There's the penalty line on the right hand side, which a couple of guys have cut this race and got themselves a 3-second penalty, but that is a lap of Fuji. Thank you to myself for that one. Fast there in second place, not like he's catching Golden Brownie. What was the lap time there? From Fast to 47.4, so yeah, dropping off a little bit is Fast. Brinky there 47.7, so they are both catching up to Fast, but Surfer, he's really caught up to Brinky and going for a move, the same as what he done on Brucey in towards turn 1, gets it done, and that's now Surfer up to third place. Oh, he was just off the fastest lap as well by, it was at 12 hundredths of a second. He's gone purple in sector 1 as well, so if Surfer can keep that pace going, he might be able to nick that purple lap from Brucey. It is an extra point, so it is all to play for, but this battle for third place is really hotting up. We've only got 6 minutes of the race to go. Frankie in for Brucey just behind, probably going to think, I hadn't put so much fuel, and you can see the fuel difference there. Brinky's about, well, halfway between a quarter and half a tank, and Brucey's got over half a tank, so he would have been right up behind Fast, I believe, battling for second place. Could have even been a 1-2 for Mercedes. Scott there using an alternative racing line there through that right-hander. Don't know if it's any quicker or not. Clearly not. You're going to get a half-second penalty for doing so. So that's his charge of trying to catch up to, I'd say, the back of Brucey. That's going to cost you about a second and a half, 2 seconds once you've served that penalty. But there's a big gap between Scott and Welly, who's got ahead of Jay now. Looked like it was on the last lap, probably when I've done the lap guide. Jay might have gone out wide, maybe using a bit too much of the old curb again. But Welly now up to 7th place and pulling away from Jay. Yeah, no, nice there. He's just dropped off the back of Jay a little bit, but Cooper is right up behind. He's been able to use them softs to his advantage, catch up to Ice, but he's going to have a lap of his life to get past Ice and stay ahead of him once he serves that penalty next time round. Goes up for the inside, turn 1, goes a little bit wide. Ice has been able to make the cut back. Has Ice been able to make that move stick? No, he's not. He's lost that place to Cooper, so Cooper, I say, he's got to have a lap of his life to probably put about a second and a half in one lap, which is his lap times 47s, and Ice is mid 48, so yeah, it's going to be close, but Ice will be in his slipstream for the lap as well. RCMB down in 11th place, not too far off the fastest lap as well, so he's definitely got the speed. He can nail a lap. He might be able to nick that fastest lap and that point from Brucey, which as I say, it's been standing since about 3.5 minutes into the race, that fastest lap, but now the track's really dried in. We've got 3 minutes of the race to go. Don there in 12th place. still going around their place here. Not giving up. Golden Brownie, ooh, he was close that time round. For this fastest lap is happening all for this third place. All this fighting is just going to gift Fast JMS second place, because they have been catching, but obviously when you're fighting you're losing time. But for the fighting off Brinky for third place, the last spot on that podium. Brucey there just watching behind, just hoping that one of them's going to make a little mistake, or if they both make contact, you know, Brucey will be more than happy to take that third spot on the podium. Gets it all a bit sideways coming through turn 5. Does Brucey, and there we go. RCMB I've just seen has got the fastest lap now. He's taken it by about 2 tenths from Brucey. So I did say it could have gone if anyone had a decent lap. Obviously these guys fighting have got no chance of getting a fastest lap. Just going to cost themselves too much time. You can see they were about a second slower than what RCMB just did a lap ago. Spot there in 6th. His tyres are not looking too good, but they will make the end of the race. Welly there, he's been able to, as I pull it gap from Jay and just maintain it after Jay had, I'm guessing, a little off somewhere. Cooper, he served that penalty and stayed ahead of Ice. Once he served that penalty, so fair play to Cooper. Obviously, it could be that he got overtaken and then he's got back past. What's the lap times? 2:47. No, it could have been, but Jay's got a half-second penalty. Now you're going to see if, or how much time you really do lose with serving a half-second penalty. Let's jump on board with Cooper. And you just see now that Jay, he's just served that half-second, and now it's getting closer and closer. And every second that car is getting bigger and bigger. But will Cooper be able to make a move up towards turn 1? No, he won't. He's going to be too far behind and towards turn 1. But that's going to be the last lap, I believe, for everyone. Is Don going to get onto the last lap? Yes, he will. 25 seconds, and he's just about to cross the line. So there is Golden. He's just coming in through the last sector. Surfer and Brinky fighting in towards turn 6. Brinky's gone into third, but gone out deep. These two are fighting. I say Brucey's literally just going to be sitting there, hoping to try and pick up any pieces between these two. But they can't do it. Brucey can't do it. Can't get past these two. Looks like Surfer's been able to just keep ahead there, but we'll jump to Golden Brownie. Comes down the main straight to take the victory at Fuji. Absolutely ecstatic for that one. Well done to Golden Brownie. Fast JMS there had a quiet but very productive race there, coming from quite back far down on the grid to claim second place. Surfer will get first. This is going to be a photo finish between Brinky and Brucey as they come across the line. Brinky's just going to beat Brucey for 4th place. And Brucey will finish in 5th. Scott there will come to cross the line to finish in 6th. Not a bad recovery after his lap 2 that he was at the back of the pack. Welly there come across to finish in 7th place, so got ahead of Jay there and didn't falter. Jay there finishing in 8th, just ahead of Cooper in 9th. Ice will finish in 10th place. RCMB with not the greatest result that he was after the beginning part of the race will finish in 11th, and Don, the pit lane abuser and pit lane smasher or wall smasher, will come across to finish in 12th place. Thank you all so much for watching. Obviously if you enjoyed it, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.